You wake up feeling fine. Then you check the sleep score, and suddenly the morning changes. Your body did not instantly get worse. A story landed on your nervous system, and the story said you failed before the day even started. That is the first trap. Sleep tracking can turn a body state into a grade. Then the grade becomes more persuasive than the body. You might have enough energy, but once the device tells you the night was bad, you start searching for symptoms. This is not a video about trackers being useless. They can reveal patterns. The problem begins when feedback becomes authority. At that point, the tracker is not just measuring sleep. It is changing the conditions your nervous system uses to enter sleep. A sleep lab can read brain waves, eye movement, muscle tone, breathing, and other signals directly. A wrist tracker usually does something different. It reads proxies, motion, heart patterns, temperature shifts, and timing. Then an algorithm guesses the sleep state from those clues. Stillness can look like sleep to a wrist sensor. But lying still and sleeping are not the same biological state. The device can be useful, but it is working from the outside of the problem, not from inside the brain. Heart rate variability, and temperature can improve the guess because sleep changes the body. But those signals can also move because of alcohol, stress, heat, illness, exercise, timing, or a bad sensor fit. A body signal is not automatically a sleep truth. So when the app shows neat blocks of deep sleep, light sleep, and REM, remember what those blocks are. They are not windows into your head. They are categories produced by a model trying to make messy biology legible. The next problem is that sleep is not a workout. You can decide to lift a weight. You cannot decide to enter deep sleep by trying harder. Sleep arrives when the body believes it is safe enough to reduce control. Checking the score too closely can turn bedtime into a performance review. You are not just going to bed. You are trying to produce a better number tomorrow. That pressure raises arousal, and arousal is one of the things sleep is trying to shut down. That is the paradox. The more aggressively you try to win sleep, the more wakeful the system can become. The tracker did not create the biology, but it can give your brain a new reason to monitor itself at the exact wrong time. There is a name for this kind of trap: orthosomnia. It is the pursuit of perfect sleep data. The intention sounds healthy, but the chase can turn sleep into a project. And projects are exactly what the nervous system does not need at midnight. In the loop, people can start trusting the device more than the morning body signal. They wake up clear, then believe they are exhausted. Or they wake up tired, then feel guilty because the score says the night was good. One common reaction is to spend more time in bed to chase a better score, but if that extra time becomes wakeful time, the bed starts teaching the nervous system a bad lesson. This is a place where we lie still and worry. A precise number has emotional force. 83 feels more official than "I slept okay." A clean ring feels more trustworthy than a messy body. But precision is not the same as certainty. A sharp-looking estimate can still be an estimate. One bad score can be noise, fit, timing, or a weird night. The body does not need a moral interpretation of every data point. The useful question is not, what is wrong with me? It is, what pattern keeps repeating? The score compresses motion, heart rhythm, temperature, timing, wakefulness, and assumptions into one moral-looking grade. That compression is useful for a dashboard, but dangerous for identity. Your body is not a bad student because a model compressed the night poorly. The tracker does not only report the night, it can change the morning story. A bad score can lead to extra caffeine, skipped training, doom-scrolling sleep advice, or a nap that moves pressure away from the next night. By bedtime, the device may already have changed the conditions. You are watching yourself. You are predicting the score. You are trying to avoid another bad graph. The body is being asked to power down while the monitoring system powers up. Then the next score arrives and seems to prove the device was right. But part of what it measured may be the behavior the last score created. That is the real feedback loop. Measurement changes behavior, behavior changes sleep, sleep changes measurement. Tracking is most useful when it becomes a pattern tool instead of a nightly verdict. One number can bully you. a trend can teach you. It can show what happens when bedtime shifts, alcohol appears, caffeine runs late, or morning light disappears. A tracker can be good at finding repeating conditions and still be bad at judging your life. Those are different jobs. Pattern detection asks, what changed? Self-worth judgment asks, what is wrong with you? Only one of those belongs near sleep. So the answer is not automatically to throw the tracker away. If it helps you notice late caffeine, weekend schedule drift, or alcohol wrecking sleep quality, that is useful. The problem is when the device stops being a map and becomes a verdict. A better protocol is to stop making the first morning emotion depend on the device. Check trends on a schedule, maybe weekly, when you are not half awake and vulnerable. The same data becomes less powerful when it is not allowed to ambush you. The second protocol is to pair the tracker with subjective rest. Did you feel clear? Were you sleepy? Did your training, mood, appetite, or focus actually change? If the number disagrees with the body, treat it as a question, not a verdict. The third protocol is boring on purpose. Regular wake time, morning light, caffeine cutoff, cooler room, wind-down routine, and consistent bed window beat most exotic optimizations. If the basics are broken, the tracker can become a fancy way to document chaos. And if the tracker makes you anxious, the protocol is not to argue with the score every night. The protocol is to stop feeding the loop. Hide the score, pause tracking, or use the device only for schedule patterns until the bed stops feeling audited. If you keep tracking, delay the emotional interpretation, let the device collect, but do not let it narrate the morning. A delayed review turns the score from a command into an instrument panel. You read it when you are regulated enough to think. The bed needs fewer audits, not more arguments. If the bedroom becomes a control room, the nervous system keeps checking switches. The healthier move is to make the sleep gate boring again. Dark enough, cool enough, predictable enough, and not constantly graded. A useful tracker question is boring and specific. What changed last week? Did bedtime slide? Did caffeine move later? Did stress land earlier? Did the room heat up? This keeps the device in its lane. Pattern detection, not emotional authority. For some people, the cleanest experiment is to stop looking for a while. Not forever, not as a moral stance, but as a nervous system test. If sleep improves when the score disappears, that is data too. A sleep tracker is a sensor. It is not a sleep authority, a doctor in your wrist, or a moral judge for your body. It can give signals, and signals can be useful, but sleep still happens in biology, not in the score. Use the data to find patterns, not to grade your nervous system. The goal is not a perfect number. The goal is a body that can stop performing sleep long enough to actually enter it.